Thank you, Sir John. It's an honour to... Thank you, Sir John. It's an honour to serve under your chairship. Can I also draw attention to my register of interest, particularly as a board member for the Westminster Foundation of Democracy? The UN has titled this International Day of Democracy From Voice to Action, which is a fitting message because we need those who support democracy and freedom now more than ever, because we are at a crucial moment. As a Liberal and a Democrat, I was horrified by events last week. The murder of Charlie Kirk in the US has captured the world's attention, and rightly so. And now no one in this room will be surprised to learn that I disagreed with the opinions and thoughts of Mr Kirk that he pushed through his social media channels and debating tours. But as a Liberal, I believe it's my job to challenge these opinions and through debate and argument. People should not die for holding opposing views, and it's vital that Liberals stand up against this violence and bloodshed, because we have tragically experienced these events too. The horrendous murders of Joe Cox and Sir David Amess is proof that we are not immune in this country to these attacks on our democratic way of life, and we should never take these freedoms for granted. Research published last week showed that the global freedom levels have declined for the 20th consecutive year, and the UN Secretary-General said that the very rule of law, justice and democracy are under assault from disinformation, division and shrinking civic space. A threat to democracy globally is a threat to our democracy here. And democracies across the globe are declining and suffering. Cuts to the aid budgets are driving this downward spiral, and I heard firsthand from the Red Cross about how they're having to reduce their operations by 18% next year, despite there being a 25% rise in global conflict. And respect for international humanitarian law has also waned. We have seen the deadliest year on record for humanitarian workers, with hundreds dying and many more injured or being held captive. And there are threats to our democratic way of life here in the UK. The Centre of Countering Digital Hate has reported that the platform X has not only followed its rules in preventing the amplification of serious political violence, and we know that the spread of misinformation and incitement for violence goes hand in hand. Last summer, the violent riots fuelled by misinformation almost spread to my constituency in Cheadle, and I was proud that communities and faith groups from all over Cheadle constituency came together to show solidarity. The threats posed by the growth of social media and the small handful of media barons that control these platforms need to be addressed. We cannot allow this pattern of misinformation and disruption to our way of life to continue as it is. And despite these worrying developments, we must reflect and embrace the existing strength of UK democracy. I am very proud to represent Cheadle constituency, a place with a profound sense of identity and strong community cohesion. It is driven by community groups who bring voice to action, whether standing up for nature, tackling flooding, or fighting to get better access to transport. These community groups are, as the UN Secretary-General says, shaping their societies through dialogue, participation and trust. Actually, for me, the government actually must invest more in our democracy at home to ensure that the country stays on the right path with sustained economic growth, thriving global partnerships and a place on the world stage that is as influential as it is admired. The government must increase the aid budget, as it's not only a lifeline for millions, but a strategic priority that strengthens our democratic allies and makes future allies across the globe. We cannot and must not ignore this soft power. I am proud to sit on the board of the Westminster Foundation for Democracy, who for more than 30 years have worked tirelessly on programmes that have supported so many democratic nations grow and prosper. These are huge success stories for our nation. These are huge moments that place us as a key player on the world stage, and we should not take this for granted. So, John, I want to conclude by returning to my opening remarks. We are at a crucial moment, both home and abroad, with the rise of extremism, the polarisation of debate and misinformation being fuelled by growing influence of social media. We, as Liberals and Democrats, now must take a stand. If we don't, I truly worry what will happen next.
Yeah.